So let's talk about the weekend. No, I don't mean the last 2 days that you had off work. I'm talking about the halftime show of the Super Bowl, where we got to watch The Weeknd make it weird. Now, for a lot of parents out there, you probably watched this with your kids and thinking, what in the world is going on? I mean, who is this guy? I mean, The Weeknd, maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't, but maybe you had a little concern when things kind of went into this mode. I mean, what is that? The tidy whities on their head? What's exactly going on here? So let me give you a little bit of a breakdown about the artist known as The Weeknd and why this is important to your kids, particularly your teens. You see, over the past few years, the Super Bowl has, quite frankly, been suffering big time when it comes to the Gen Z demographic. Those are the kids that are born between 1999 and 2015. See, they're just not as interested in the Super Bowl as previous generations. Quite frankly, they're probably too busy making companies like GameStop an overnight Fortune 500, at least for a moment. But that's not good enough for the Super Bowl, for the NFL. They want the viewership. And so for this Super Bowl, they specifically decided to target the Gen Z demographic. And so they got one of the most popular Gen Z artists out there, The Weeknd, to perform. So this is why this is not some big name pop rock artist that most people are going to be familiar with. This was all about pulling in that Gen Z demographic. Now, The Weeknd's nothing new. He's been around for at least 10 years now. Started off throwing some songs up on YouTube, got signed to a record deal, put out some albums, and he's won like 3 Grammys, some Billboard Choice Awards, and a bunch of stuff. He is, quite frankly, a really good artist. He's got a great sound to him. If you just listen to the music, has got that kind of that 80s techno pop synthesizing beat going on in the background, very avant-garde, and he likes to kind of play around with the imagery, the costumes, is very common in his performances. And so the thing that may have kind of thrown you was the fact that it just visually may have been very odd. But here's the deal. The whole idea behind the bandage characters, that's not their tighty-whities. They're supposed to be heavily bandaged people. And this represents the music career and the music over the last few months, where the idea is that this is sort of Hollywood's absurd fixation on appearance. This is something that your teen can relate to in a very social media, Instagram heavy world where people are judged based on how good they look in a bikini on the beach or sitting in, some stylized version of an interior at a home or out, just doing whatever, high fashion. Everything is just perfect. And so this is The Weeknd's sort of response to that it's not all about imagery, and Hollywood, social media are basically doing our kids, your teens, a lot of big disservice by promoting this fixation on appearance. And so while it may not have been just a straight up musical performance like you and I used to, maybe we even prefer, Gen Z really resonates with The Weeknd, the way that he puts out these videos, the way he integrates some of the visuals and tells a story through that. So I would encourage you, if you're not familiar with The Weeknd, you can find his music on YouTube, on Vimeo, and just watch a few and have some talks with your kids about what you watched. Don't just kind of throw an artist like The Weeknd under the bus, say it's weird, it's dumb. May not be your cup of tea, but then again, this is a great opportunity, particularly with your teens, to open up and have some conversations about some things that are really important for them in their lives that have a great impact. So there you go. That's what's up with The Weeknd during this year's Super Bowl halftime performance.